What's up everyone, it is iMagician88 and once again we are casting another batch of IdrA's games sent to me, of course, by IdrA. Well, no, actually, it's actually not part of EG anymore. Sent to me by IdrA, Mr. Greg Fields, as part of the subscriber package to his Twitch channel. Yeah, so basically for $5 a month I can watch his stream, use his stream emoticons, and I can also get his replay packs. Alright, so without further ado, let's have a look at who's playing. Of course, it's going to be spawning in the red on the bottom left hand side of Newkirk Precinct. It's going to be EG. Well, wow, it's going to be IdrA. And in the bottom right hand corner of Newkirk Precinct is going to be SCA Skipper. Completely screw that up. Now you may be wondering, hey Ro, this is a new UI that you're using for replays. Yes, it is. I came across this particular one on Reddit, and it's actually pretty cool. What it does is, like, you have both players' names right here. You have their APM, you have their current resource tab. You have their current minerals, their current gas. Also, you get to see their current resource collection rate for both resources. You also get to see how many workers there are. So you see this little drone symbol right there. That's your harvesters. Now you may be wondering what these particular numbers are. These are actually the minerals that they have mined so far, as opposed to, say, resources spent. So you get to see, like, at the end of the game, I guess, who has actually managed to mine more minerals due to, say, getting an expansion. Because sometimes if you get an expansion over your opponent, you might not mine more minerals because you have less workers. Oftentimes it depends on, like, how you spread out your workers, how well you use them, etc., etc. That's how resource collection rate actually works. Of course, we will bring up the production tab because that doesn't actually pop up, and it's probably the only other tab that I will probably want to use. So anyway, we already see the early hatch for IdrA in this ZvT. It's actually going to be pretty standard here. Hatch, then gas, then pool. It's actually quite standard. Even I used to do that. I haven't actually played for a while, so hopefully the meta hasn't changed too much, although I have been seeing that ZvT, according to MC, he wrote an article apparently about ZvT being, even though it's one of the most interesting to watch matchups, it's actually one of the most stale to play, simply because what's going to happen, we're going to be seeing biomine, especially in the higher level players. They're going to go for biomine, because that's how TVZ works, apparently. Meanwhile, Zerg are going to try and go for Lingbane Muta, and it's just basically who can micro the best against each other. Of course, you have to micro the Banelings properly, you have to you have to move and position the Widow Mines properly. The early Reaper, of course, is going to come up because of the early gas that Skipper? Yeah, that Skipper has on him. Right now we can see that their APM is currently going up a little bit. So, yeah. Now we do already have that factory coming down after the command center, which I think is actually pretty standard for Terran. The factory, of course, meaning that we should be seeing some Widow Mines, and we should also be seeing a starport coming out very soon afterwards to get those medevacs, as the Terran player will often try and get his drop ready at the 10-minute mark. That's actually pretty normal for TVZ, at least. You normally would like to drop at about the 10-minute mark with probably, I think it's like +1 attack ready to go. I think that's the timing for it, but we do have the reactor already coming out for the barracks. That's actually not going to be for the barracks, it's most likely going to be for the factory. They'll do that little musical chairs thing very soon. Whether we'll either see Hellions, or we'll either see Skipper go for Hellions to try and get a bit of harass, or we'll see him go straight for Widow Mines to try and build up the gigantic army. Now we do have the 2 Hellions coming out, and we do see that the rally point is all the way over here to this particular Reaper, which means these Hellions are definitely going to go for the harass right here. Actually, I quite like this, as I can actually finally see what the Reaper can do, which is pretty cool. Alright, so anyway, apparently I'm having a bit of a frame rate issue, which is not that big of a problem right now. So the two Hellions are ready to go. We are probably going to be seeing a wall off from Skipper to try and wall this off with probably another barracks, or maybe just all command centers, all supply depots. Meanwhile, we do have the third coming down for IdrA, which is very standard as well. Normally, as per usual, Zerg try to get one base over their opponent, unless their opponent, of course, is Zerg, which then doesn't really make that big of a difference. Okay, that's interesting. If we look at the units lost tab, oops. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So this particular tab right here, as it says army value, is actually the amount of units in minerals, I guess, or in value lost. And we currently see that one unit has been lost. It is of course a Reaper. Apparently, this is the same Reaper. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like the drones do not count. Actually, you know what? We'll put this here as well for the sake of it, because well, more information, I guess. This UI is pretty good, I guess, because there's a lot of things, but we do have those 6 Hellions coming in now. They're gonna try and take out this Queen. Should be able to take out this Queen, no problem. Although they might lose one of the Hellions, especially since Queens actually do have 1 armor, which is actually pretty good against Hellions. You got to remember, Hellions only do 8 damage versus Queens. Queens are not light units. They are actually just psionic units, which means unless only Archons do extra damage to them because they're biological. I don't think there's any unit that does extra damage versus Psionic. I'm pretty sure Psystorm doesn't even do extra damage versus Psionic. But anyway, we do have the +1 armor coming down for IdrA, which is actually a good move against getting +1 attack, because you really want to, in this case, like you've only got Lings versus Hellions. You really want the Lings to have armor, because they're not going to be able to do that much without the armor. But we do have a 6 around right there. All those Hellions should be able to be taken out right now. The Lings can try and chase down these 2 Hellions, but I think those 2 Hellions are going to do way too much damage. It's not going to be a good trade-off for IdrA. So he's actually going to run these Lings back. Of course, these 2 Hellions can't actually do anything right now because of those Queens. Those Queens are going to keep those Hellions in check. The Lings can't exactly take out the Hellions just yet, but right now the harass of Skipper has been greatly denied. And actually, I have no idea what this particular button actually means anymore, so I'm going to have to go and check that out. Because it says it had 50 before, and now it says 0. Because we know what the army supply is. Sorry, the army value right now is 800, like, because there's like a couple of Hellions, a bunch of Marines, that constitutes an army supply, an army value of 800. Makes sense. Meanwhile, IdrA currently with an army value of 1,000. Both players now with an army value of 1,000 because of, I guess, the Queens count as well. The Queens will probably count as well because they are pretty expensive. But anyway, let's just see what happens as both players are currently scrounging for. Oh, what's that? That's nothing. Alright, so anyway, IdrA continuing with the creep spread right now. Meanwhile, we do have the winter mine starting to come out for Skipper. We do have the 3 barracks here, so it's going to be Marine Mine. Very standard here, although we do have the tech lab right here. It's actually going to be researching Stim and Combat Shield, so both Stim and Combat Shield are done. The Marines have a bit more health. Do we have the Banelingness coming down? Yes, we do. We also have the Spire coming down as well. Very much expected. We do have a 4th base coming down for IdrA as well. He's probably going to try and... this is a hidden 4th base as well. It's not really that hidden. It's pretty standard to place the 4th base here, although usually Zerg players place the 4th base here as well. We currently have a bit of an attack coming down right now. The creep tumors are actually going to drop before the Marines could even try and kill them. So right now they are freaking invisible, but right now we do have a bit of a surround, but the Marines are actually going to do a lot of damage. Why did those mines... Oh no, those mines actually burrowed, but then it's a good thing that those mines did unburrow. But here come the Banelings. They're going to do quite a bit of... They're going to try and do as much damage as they can to those Marines, and oh, the splitting of those Marines, not good enough. A lot of those Marines died, but luckily for Skipper, he did actually load quite a few of them into that medevac, so those Marines are still here and ready to go. They're going to try and kick some ass, and the scan is going to try and get rid of some of those creep tumors to get rid of some of the creep spread. And right now these Lings are going to try and do their best to try and surround those Marines. That's the only way you can even stand a chance. But right now the drop comes in, and IdrA probably already knows about it. He has seen the medevac, and here come all the Lings. So right now the drop is not going to happen. The Spore Crawler is actually going to stop the medevac from trying to load anything down there. Meanwhile, we do have another bunch of Marines and a couple of Widow Mites coming in right now, and the Lings are just going to charge in, and they're going to get a huge surround right there. Does he actually manage to lift them all up? Yes, he does. The Widow Mites need to burrow right now to try and do some damage, but of course you've got to remember, if they attack the Lings that are right on top of the Marines are going to die as well. Oh, we do have a drop right here as well, and these... Oh, this medevac almost dies. Can the Queen actually hit it? I think this Queen can. We do have the Overseer coming here right now. That's a very good move here. You really want the Overseer to be spotting those Widow Mines right now, especially since we all know that the Widow Mine is coming. And seeing that the Widow Mine is coming, that means that you really need to get the detection ready to attack the Widow Mines. Now we do have 2 mutas coming out. We probably have a few more coming out right now, but we do have an attack coming in for Skipper right now. And here comes the attack of the Lings. The Lings are going to try and get a huge surround right now. These Marines will probably die. The Banelings not getting the good hits that they need, so a lot of these Marines are going to survive. And currently, well, yeah, right now, Skipper in quite a good position, although he doesn't have enough army. Well, he should have enough army to take out all of this, although there are just quite a few Banelings that will probably take out all the Marines. We do have the Drilling Claws upgrade coming down for Skipper right now. This is going to make his Widow Mines burrow a lot faster. We also have the third base of Skipper already way oversaturated, and it looks like he might be bringing some of those SCVs into his natural, or perhaps his main. Actually, he should be bringing them into his natural right there. Seeing that his main is starting to get mined out just a little bit. We do have a bit of a drop right here, maybe just waiting it out for a little bit. Meanwhile, we have a 2-pronged attack. Actually, we could be seeing that, but here comes the mutas, and they're going to try and take out the the medevac, and that actually might work, but. And the Widow Mines are actually dead. Meanwhile, we do have an attack right here. The Lings are going to try and do a bit of a surround. There's a whole heap of Lings right there. They're going to try and kill as many of those. But the Banelings are actually going to take out that group of Marines. Can this group of Marines run away? Yes, they can. They managed to load it in the medevacs, so they actually get away. But then they unload again. And oh, what was that? Okay, I don't know what that was, but I think a bunch of Banelings actually accidentally exploded prematurely against a few Marines. But I think these medevacs can actually boost away, but it looks like Skipper's not actually going to boost away right now. This particular medevac did manage to boost away, so I guess those ones were just there to soak up a few shots from the from the Mutalisks. Hive Tech is coming down for IdrA, which is pretty good. It means that you can start getting +3 right as well after +2 is finished, of course. It's going to take a while for Hive to come up. So we'll see what IdrA does. It does mean that he has the Infestation pick. Could we be seeing Infestor Ultra? I think that would be a good idea, seeing that it has actually worked against a lot of Terran players who have stuck to Marine Mine. It's happened a lot where a lot of Terran players just stick to Marine Mine, and when they see Infestor Ultra they think of getting Marauders, which on paper is a good idea because they do extra damage versus armored units, and they can probably take out an Ultra a lot faster than say a Mine or a Marine. But unfortunately it is Ultra Infestor, and the Infestors can do a lot of damage, whilst the Ultralists can take a lot of damage, and of course deal a lot of damage with their gigantic freaking claws. But right now we do have another counter attack here. What was that? I think that was a command center right there, and oh, I think the Widow Mines actually managed to take out quite a lot of units right there, and the Banelings did manage to explode on, and I think a lot of well, actually they actually exploded because of the Widow Mine, which means that the Marines are able to take out quite a few of the forces, and that means IdrA has to retreat for now. And let's see what happens. Now we already have +3 coming in. We do also have Crackling Tech coming in for IdrA. This is a really good idea, seeing that the Lings needed to do as much damage as possible. They are the DPS unit, but we do have the Marines coming in right now, continuing to produce Marines, Mines, and Medevacs. It's going to be the new MMM, guys. I'm calling it. It's the new MMM right there. And we have a huge surround right there, and I think the Widow Mine is actually doing a lot of damage right there, actually taking out quite a few of those Banelings. But the Mutalisks should be able to. The Muta count is actually way too high right now. I think those Marines are going to have a really hard time. But these Marines coming in here should be able to take out a lot of those Mutalisks. However, we do have the missile turret there. It's going to do quite a lot of damage to those Mutalisks. But unfortunately, I think it does fall eventually. Yes, it does. But the Banelings actually doing quite a lot of damage right there. And IdrA just needs to try and take out as many Marines as he can before just flying away. These Overseers actually. They have the movement speed ability, but right now IdrA is accidentally just flying those mutas over those Marines. They're going to do so much damage. Oh, and the Widow Mines taking out so many. Those Widow Mines take out so many of those mutas. Oh my god! So a lot of those units were just lost right there. If you look at the units lost tab, 352 Lings lost to 140 Marines, so this is already turning into a gigantic macro game with a lot of battles happening. It's actually going to be pretty exciting. Now we do have the high sec auto tracking, which actually gives extra range to the missile turrets. This is an upgrade that I don't think a lot of people end up using. At the same time, we do have the Terran building armor upgrade, which I think is also not really used that much, but it does mean that Skipper is looking to build more and more missile turrets in order to counter the mutas, or at least stop any muta harass. That's a good idea, of course. Now we do have the cleanup duty coming in for Skipper. He's already preemptively splitting his marines. This is actually a pretty good split right there, and these widow mines are already out of cooldown, so can we see a huge hit? Yes, we do, and in fact some of those widow mines do manage to take out quite a few of those marines. The Banelings are going to come in now, and they're going to clean up all of those marines, so that's it for Skipper's little attack right there. But of course this attack as well could actually do quite a bit of damage, but there's just way too many mutas. I think there's actually way too many mutas. There's quite a few mutas, so yeah, good to go. Good to know. Now it is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base Zerg versus 1, 2, 3, 4 base Terran, so it is currently sort of, I guess, even Stevens, although Skipper is mining gas. Yeah, it's kind of even here, but oh, IdrA with the what is it called? With the idle drones, this is not going to be good for his economy. He is, however, I think he is not actually mining as many resources as you see right there on the top right. He is currently only mining at 2,000 a minute, whereas his opponent is currently mining at 2.2k a minute. So it's a small difference, but it does build up eventually, so we could be seeing a little bit less production. We do have the hatchery coming down for the 6th base right here for IdrA. This is a really good idea, and we have the greatest spire coming down. Could we be seeing broodlords? I'm not entirely sure. We could be seeing he could be just doing it for 3-3, I'm not entirely sure, but we do have a lot of Banelings coming in, and we did have a marauder there, just this random marauder as well. Those widow mines, I think, are actually doing a lot more damage to Skipper's forces than they are to IdrA's forces, as a lot of those lings are actually on top of those marines, which means the widow mines are told to just kill the lings, which are on top of the marines, unfortunately. So a lot of marines do end up dying, I think, to those widow mines. We don't know because they don't actually register as kills for the widow mine. Friendly fire ain't that friendly. Yeah, and it also doesn't count as a kill. In fact, that's the same for every game. Even in an FPS, a friendly fire, a friendly kill actually counts as a -1. But anyway, we do have a bit of an attack right here. We have some really good marine splitting right there. The Banelings are just going to try and get as much traction as they can, but unfortunately, there's just way too many marauders actually going to be able to take up quite a bit of damage from those Banelings. But unfortunately, way too many of those marines died as well, which means those mutas actually going to do a lot of damage right now, and that widow might actually getting quite a bit of a pot shot on those mutas. And I've suddenly remembered to go and get something to drink. Hopefully, I remember by the time this is finished. But there's a lot of marines, there's a lot of marauders, and quite a few mines here. This base is going to fall right now, and the drones need to evacuate right now. The broodlords are going to the broodlings are actually going to try and hold out for just a little bit. But here comes another attack, and my scrolling is really bad. But right now the mutas are going to try. Oh no! A lot of those mutas took a lot of damage from those widow mines, but I think a lot of those marines actually died. But here comes another group of marines. Can the Banelings do a lot of damage? No, they cannot. No, they cannot, but actually, yes, they do. They do a lot of damage, and unfortunately, those marauders, they can't shoot up, which means they're going to be taking a lot of damage from the marines, from the mutalisks. Actually, this is fucking absurd. Indeed, it is. This is actually just turning into a really standard game right now, as Skipper just continuing to put on the pressure right now. He's actually got a bit of a supply lead. He's also got he's actually got a gigantic army value lead as well. But it all comes down to positioning. Can IdrA get the Banelings to position correctly? If he can get those Banelings to attack the marines properly and not hit the marauders, that would be really good. But right now, way too many of those Banelings are killing the marauders, which is not exactly what you want to do. You want the Banelings to be as effective as you can against those marines. We could be seeing GG very soon, but according to this timer here, it's not going to be happening for quite some time. Spoiler alert, guys. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Now, I actually have no idea who's going to win right now. If we look at, it's currently 3-3 marines versus 0-1 mutas and what is that? 3-3 Zerglings. IdrA has been in this position way too many times here, so he could actually win. But we are seeing some corruptors. Will we be seeing broodlords? Will he actually go away from just the pure Ling Bane muta into something like a couple of broodlords to try and hold back the marines? That could be pretty interesting. We'll see whether that works or not. I'm not entirely sure if it will work. We'll find out soon enough. But oh, we do have the 2 broodlords coming in. He's gonna have to try and hold them as much as they can. But a lot of those Banelings actually taking out way too many of those marines, and Skipper needs to run away right now. It's actually 3-3-3. What is that? 3. Oh, okay. So even the widow mines have 3 armor. Okay, so even the Widowmice have 3 armor. So it looks like IdrA going away from Infesta Ultra. He's going to try and go for Link, Bane, Muta, Corruptor. Might not be a bad idea. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes, because this could actually be pretty cool. I reckon this will be really, really cool. I haven't seen Broodlords in StarCraft 2 since Wings of Liberty, but here come the Broodlords, and here come the Broodlings now, and Skipper already realizing that the Broodlords are here. He already knows this. Well, I guess he knows this. He may have seen the Broodlings coming out. Maybe he thinks it's just a broken building. I'm not entirely sure, but here comes some more Broodlings right now, and he has to know by now. You should be making, yes, he is making another starport. He's probably going to try and build some more Vikings right now. We do have, what the hell is that? A couple of SCVs trying to be heroes there. They actually didn't do anything. I don't think they didn't actually do any damage whatsoever. Here comes the gigantic marine army, and IdrA needs to try and babysit those Broodlords. Those Broodlords are very, very critical to his attack. If he loses those Broodlords, that's actually going to be a really, really annoying thing right now. But those mutants managed to take out all the Widowmice, and there's actually some pretty good Baneling shots right now, and the Broodlords are going to try and do as much as they can. Can we see some fungals right now from IdrA? I think there's not enough energy. Oh no! And now the mutants are going to try and do as much as they can against those Marines. The Broodlords are going to try and do as much as they can against the Marines as well. The Broodlings actually soaking up quite a lot of damage, but we don't have enough. There's not enough, and the Broodlords are actually going to die. Do we have any fungal growth whatsoever? There's not enough energy. There's not enough energy. And right now these Marines are going to do so much damage, but there's one left. There's one left. Oh my god, that one Broodlord with 2 kills. He is the hero Broodlord right now. He's actually managed to scare away that entire army, at least all that's left of that army anyway. So that is clutch right there. Clutch right there. And actually, if we look at the units, the resources lost tab, IdrA is a little bit behind. He's actually a little bit behind right now, so let's see if he can try and break through. Getting those good fungals, I think, is going to be key. It's going to be key to doing this. And there we go. There's a huge fungal right there. And can we see another huge fungal as well? I don't know. We might find out soon enough. But we do have a bit of a surround there from those links. They're going to try and do as much as they can to stop them. Fortunately, unfortunately for him at least, the medevacs are there to pick them up. They just pick them up and run away. So luckily for them, stop being so bad. It's making this more painful. Typical IdrA. Typical IdrA. Okay, so anyway, we do have the Broodlords coming in now. We also have a bunch of Corruptors. The Corruptors are going to be there to try and take out Vikings. I think Corruptors don't do so well against Vikings. I think what you really want to use is the mutants. But here comes the drop. That's not going to happen. In fact, can this drop get picked off by these mutants? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. If he actually just... this medevac with only 4 health. So close. So close. Ooh, that was really, really close indeed. And I've got to stop repeating myself. Yeah, I've really got to stop repeating myself. Stop repeating yourself, Ran. Come on. Okay. So anyway, we do see maybe another 2-pronged attack coming in right now. Maybe we do see yeah. It's going to try and attack this base right here. I'm surprised this base is still mining after all this time. We're at 31 minutes, so this drop is actually going to do a lot of damage right here. They've actually managed to find a really, really good angle right here. These lings are not going to do anything at all. There's way too many Marines here. Meanwhile, here comes another attack right now, and this Broodlord is actually going to get attacked by those by that Viking that was just moving around. But right now, the fungal actually managing to allow those units to get quite a good surround right here. These Marines have actually managed to take out all those drones, which is a little bit of a shame, I think. Meanwhile, there's so many Broodlords. Oh my god, there's so many Broodlords. This is pretty cool, man, I gotta say. But okie dokie, that didn't do that much damage. But the mutants need to come in right now and take out the Marines. These drones are gonna try and take out these units. It's not gonna happen, guys. It's not gonna happen. I don't think. This Marauder, especially with the medevac, man, it's just not gonna happen at all. It's not gonna happen at all. Can this Corruptor? Oh, and IdrA just leaves the game. Oh, well, that was a little bit of a shame, I reckon. I mean, these Broodlords were right there. He could have done so much damage with them if he just went in for the attack, I reckon. If he actually just managed to stay in for a little bit, get a couple of mutants, take out this particular medevac. If he took out this medevac, I reckon this drop would have stopped. This drop would have stopped. This particular drop may have been finished off. He just needed to get a couple of lings, I reckon. And then he could have just started pushing through with the Broodlords, I reckon. Could have worked. There's a lot of Marines. Really are just a lot of Marines. 65 Marines. Okie dokie. Wow. Well, anyway, that was interesting. So, yeah, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you wanna watch more IdrA games. You can also follow me on Twitter, Magician88. You can also follow me on twitch.tv/Magician88. Okie dokie. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.